Wouldn't want to be at home wondering where my kid is if they're out on the streets and running around with unknown people, around drugs and guns and unsavory folks.
During that 2-week operation, the task force recovered 122 missing kids in the Justice Department's Middle District of Florida. That district includes Jacksonville, Orlando, and Tampa. 22 of those children were reported missing from Northeast Florida.
The US Marshals Service invited News4JAX reporter Eric Avanier and News4JAX photojournalist Victor Rodriguez to join the task force and document the operation. And Eric is joining us live in studio to explain what you all encountered.
Yeah, just bear in mind that there were nearly 24 kids that were recovered from the Jacksonville metropolitan area, and some of those kids who ran away, they ran away from situations that were bad situations at home and are believed to have ended up being exploited through human trafficking. Others were already in legal trouble and had new warrants for their arrest. Deputy U.S. Marshal Ricky Tippy is accustomed to tracking down and apprehending dangerous adult fugitives. But during Operation Home for the Holidays, he and other marshals, along with help from various national and local agencies, are on a mission to locate a long list of juveniles reported missing. Tippy knows some of the kids on the list could be victims of human trafficking.
Do take it a little personal when I find the kid and get them to where they're supposed to be.
This teenager was one of the people on the list of missing juveniles. According to the marshals, she's not only a runaway suspected of being a victim of human trafficking, but she's also wanted by the juvenile justice system after ditching her GPS ankle monitor.
So the minor's been missing for several months, suspected of possible human trafficking, drug use, unstable environment, unstable past, and she was taken from the place where she thought she was safe right now, but running around with drugs and guns possibly.
Locating her took an entire day of going from one location to another and even staking out a home she was believed to have been staying. On our second day of the operation, we ended up at this apartment. Law enforcement will be bringing out more than one team. We believe it's just going to be two, one of which is going to go to juvenile detention because she has a warrant. Another team will be going to the hospital for evaluation. Both teens were let out of the apartment. The one in handcuffs is 14 years old. Investigators say she not only ditched her juvenile justice ankle monitor, but is suspected of being a recruiter for human trafficking. She was taken to the juvenile detention center. The other girl who was let out of the same apartment is 13 years old. She ran away from home. She was taken to Wolfson Children's Hospital, where various child advocacy organizations, including DCF, had a makeshift control center set up. It's beyond this door here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that the children who are recovered receive all the services they need. Services such as a warm meal, a shower, maybe someone to talk to, a mental evaluation, and even a physical evaluation. During the search for a girl reported missing from DCF, a cell phone ping led us to this West Side motel. We would later find out her parents live here, but don't have legal custody of her. On top of that, investigators are suspicious of what's inside the room and removed the girl from what has been deemed a questionable situation. We were asked not to record video of her removal, given the sensitive nature of the situation.
Dad said she's also said something about going to Puerto Rico.
As for Deputy Marshal Tippy, he just hopes the kids they recover understand that although they made mistakes,
You want them to get the help that they need, and hopefully they can pull out of it and they don't keep chasing those bad decisions after this. Now, at one point during the search, we got notification that one of the Florida juveniles reported missing was located and recovered by authorities in Kentucky. It's also worth noting that some of the federal marshals who volunteered to participate in this operation traveled here from other parts of the U.S. Now, coming up later tonight, I'll take an even deeper dive inside the Operation Home for Holidays for a behind-the-scenes look into what it was like trying to track down these missing kids. And it was a struggle.
Well, and really interesting, impressive, really helpful to see behind the scenes here. Here's my question, though. Tracking down recovering kids, is this anything like tracking an adult fugitive or something like that?
Totally different. When I spoke with federal marshals about this, they said that usually with an adult, you have a paper trail because adults, they have known places where they've lived, relatives and friends who have been used as references that
obviously you have the phone numbers and addresses attached to that. They have jobs, they have cars. Whereas in this case, teens don't have that. Juveniles don't have that. They don't have, documented places of where they live. They're underage, so they wouldn't have that. So the one thing in terms of tracking these teens down was cell phone use and also social media. And of course, you get some tips every now and then, but it was nothing like going after adults.
Yeah, it's so heartbreaking because they're 13, 14
right?
years old. I mean, those are like babies.
Yeah, very, very young. And like I said, you saw in the report, the 14-year-old was not only wanted for ditching her ankle bracelet, the GPS bracelet, but she was also suspected of being a recruiter of human trafficking. And she had a 13-year-old runaway with her. I mean, there's so many of these stories.
And hopefully this is their chance to kind of turn things around.
Exactly. And for a lot of these kids, hopefully be reunited with their parents, because there were some kids, I mean, there was a situation where two brothers that were rescued down in Clay County, they were pretty much malnourished in a really bad situation around a lot of meth and all kinds of drugs.
Eric Avanier, appreciate your reporting. Thank you.